2025, here we come. What's on our wish list?
Okay guys, so if you know, which you should know, we just made a video about our favorite finds of 2024. Well, now it's about to be 2025. Or I guess when you see this video, it will be 2025.
Maybe. Close.
So, so in 2025, we're going to tell you what our wish list is. So I had a wish list for 2024, and I actually did achieve all of the items on my wish list. As I think you did too.
I got a lot.
Yeah. So now we're going to tell you what our top 5 items that we are looking for in the new year. All right, we're going to start at number 5. So what is your number 5 pick? And oh, by the way, these are not in any specific order. These are just 5 items that we want. So go ahead. That
hopefully we can find in 2025. Number 5 on my list is the Hot Toys comic book Venom. Now, Venom's, they've had a couple of versions with a movie where he didn't have the white spider, and then they're coming out with a comic book one where he's like super massive. And then after they gave you all of that, they're like, oh, thanks for pre-ordering all that. Now we're going to give you what you really want.
Exactly.
Here's the comic book Venom, and this is the one that I really want.
Yes.
To go with the symbiote Spider-Man that I just picked up. I think this is going to be a nice little pair.
Yep. And my number 5, like I said, in no specific order, is going to be one of the Kiss Mego dolls. So these are just, I know a lot of people think they're ugly. But
it's just the hair.
It's just the hair. But I feel like as a Kiss collector, you have to have at least one. I'm not necessarily looking for the whole set, but I would really like that Peter Criss Mego doll. Ace Fairley would be a close second, but I definitely want the Peter one more.
But you don't necessarily need it in like gem mint condition.
No, I just want one to put on the shelf. It doesn't have to be like pristine out of the box. I don't care.
Yeah, Molly is a open box kind of girl.
I am. I don't like when things are stuck in the box forever. I like them out in the open.
It's like, I want to touch them and play with them.
Okay, number 4.
Number 4 for me, staying on the Venom theme, is Spider-Man 300. Yes, I know there's 1,000 billion trillion of these, but I would like one with a nice signature from McFarlane and Michelini, which was the cover artist and the writer. And finding the right price is the kicker. Finding them unsigned are pretty easy, but finding them signed, for me, I like to have like the right color and the right placement. So I'm gonna be a little bit patient on this one, but I know I'll have it, and then my wall will be complete with my black suit Spider-Man.
Yes. Okay, my number 4 is going to be a signed Ozzy Osbourne record. Now, I feel like there's a lot of new records of him signed, but I actually would love to have a Blizzard of Oz signed by him. I feel like this one's going to be tough to find because finding a Blizzard of Oz original in decent condition is really difficult, and not even mentioning trying to get it signed. But I would definitely like that as a good piece on my wall back here.
But if the right Ozzy other piece came along, would you be okay with that one?
You know, if I ever
like Bark at the Moon, or
if I got a Bark at the Moon, or a, you know, Mom, I'm Coming Home, or like anything like that, I would take. I just want a more original Ozzy Osbourne signed record. I just really like Ozzy Osbourne.
All right, coming in at number 3 for me would be the Frazetta Death Dealer statue. Now, this one I'm kind of cheating on because I've already ordered this. I don't know when it's coming in, though. Hopefully it's coming in 2025. I think they only made 99 of these.
Yeah.
So we shall see. I'm taking my chances. This is a new studio version of the statue, but you can't pass it up.
Can't pass it up. And we will be doing an unboxing whenever that comes in.
Yeah, for sure. All right, but number 3 for you.
All right. Number 3 for me is going to be the 1999 Spencer's Kiss teddy bears, and it's the Dynasty version of Peter Criss. This one's actually very specific, but I did see this in a store way back when we went to Savannah, Georgia. There was one in there, and I think I would have handed over hand and fist whatever I could get to get this thing. and it wasn't for sale. And it broke my heart so bad that now I'm on like a vengeance mission to get this bear.
It's only a 25-year-old teddy bear. I mean, how hard could it be?
Y'all, these things are so hard to get.
But does it have to be in the box?
I don't need it in the box.
Okay.
However, I would like it to not be dirty and gross. I would like it to be in decent condition. I've seen. I do
you don't
see,
want to like sewed back together
yeah,
and stuff.
that's not
out.
really my thing. But there are a couple of these on eBay. Not that one in particular, but there was 2 sets of these bears made, and it was the Love Gun version and the Dynasty version, and these things are oddly hard to find. But I'm determined that I'm gonna get it. Peter Criss bear, if you're out there, come home.
Mama's waiting.
Come on. All right, number 2. We're getting close. We're getting close to the finale.
All right, number 2 is going to be, shockingly, a Batman statue. And I don't normally get DC statues, but this was just one that I saw way back from a new studio. And just like, oh, that is it. And then they came out
pretty
with
sick.
They came out with the price, and I've been like, oh. But for me, I think this is going to be my one and only Batman statue, so I was willing to pay a little bit more for it.
Yeah.
You were able to customize it. I'm not even going to get into much of that. Like, you could put like real pearls,
and gold,
real gold carrots.
Put it in a case.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do any of that. I think we're just going to have like the regular version.
The original.
Yeah, I think there's only 200 of these made, and I hope that they turn out well.
Yes.
Because if they
it's
do,
really cool.
if it does turn out well, then that would be the only Batman statue that I need. All right, number 2.
Okay, my number 2 is going to be a signed, shocker, another signed record, but a signed Alice Cooper Hey Stoopid vinyl. So I really like that album. It's my favorite Alice Cooper album. And I don't see a whole lot of them. You know, I don't see a lot of the Hey Stoopid vinyls at all, much less signed, but I do need an Alice Cooper autograph. So I feel like that would be the perfect one to get. I'm really making my job a lot harder than you're making yours, you know? You can go in and order, and I'm sitting here like, I have to find him, and then I have to get this vinyl, and then get it to them. But I really like Hey Stoopid, and I think it's a great album, and I'd love to have it signed. Because also the cover is really cool.
Well, here's the secret that I know. If she wants it, that means chances are I'm going to have to find it. So I'm trying to make mine easy while I'm trying to track down these things. And we do love autographs. I know a lot of people are like, well, you're kind of up and down on them. But it makes the hunt so much more challenging.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yes, I mean, kind of like the Spider-Man 300. There's 36,000 of them.
There's a lot.
But I want this particular kind of it, and I'm willing to wait for it instead of just going to eBay and just popping one out.
And if you know anything about the Alice Cooper Hey Stoopid album, go ahead and check that out and see who the drummer on that album is, because it kind of fits with the rest of my collection, Mr. Eric Singer, and I will get it signed by both of them.
That's what you think. He was a super nice guy. He's like, no, I don't sign this record anymore.
He'll probably be like, I don't know. Erase that.
Kiss only stuff. I don't know.
Kiss only.
All right, number 1 for me is, I'm not even sure how many are a sale or how many are out there, but I want a Vampirella number 1 signed not only by Frank Frazetta, but Neal Adams as well. They both have passed on to greater places, but I know they exist. I have seen ones that sold. And unfortunately, I did not get it. But you would think, by chance, that there would be another one.
Yep.
And if there are, but that's one I can wait for.
Exactly.
I mean, if it pops up, it pops up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you always kind of had to have that one elusive goal. It's
like, if I ever get it,
right,
it's going to be the best day.
If I ever come across it, and it's got to be authenticated. It can't just be, I mean.
Somebody signed it for Zeta on a piece of paper.
Here's my Vampirella, mate. Look, here it is. Yeah, so it's either got to be from the Frazetta Museum or
Yes.
it's got to be CGC or JSA at least.
That would be really cool. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be cool.
All right, number one.
So going with the elusive theme of people who have unfortunately passed and aren't with us anymore, my number one goal, and it was my number one goal last year, and I actually didn't achieve this one, was to get an Eric Carr signed vinyl. Now, these are pretty rare. They're not super common. And if they are signed, they're usually signed on the back. Because back in the day, same thing with comic books, people wouldn't sign the cover of things. So they wouldn't sign the cover of a record, or they wouldn't sign the cover of a comic book. They'd sign inside, or an insert, or the back. So I would love to find any record out there signed by Eric Carr on the front of the vinyl. I don't care if anybody else signed it. He is the only person in KISS I do not have an autograph by, and I would love to finish my collection strong with his, and hopefully for the right price.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the comic book version of finding like a Jack Kirby
On
or
the
a John
cover.
Buscema. They were like those artists, they just did not disgrace the cover. Because what was so ironic is what I was telling Molly, is like growing up, if you had a autograph on the cover,
It devalued the book.
yeah, it's like people didn't want it, and now people want it because back in the day you couldn't authenticate anything.
Exactly, but now you can.
Right, somebody's like, well, somebody just took a pen and wrote on the cover, and that's what makes things really difficult.
Right, so that's my number one, is if I can find an Eric Carr vinyl, it will go right up on that wall somewhere. I don't know where, but it's going on there somewhere. And hopefully, crossing my fingers, that's the goal for this year.
So then you got to get a Peter Criss, Eric Carr, and Eric Singer autographs.
Honorable mention, Peter Criss signed record. Preferably not where I get yelled at for wanting it. But and also, second honorable mention. This one is an honorable mention that I didn't want to throw in because it's not signed or anything, but I would really love a Quiet Riot, which is their first ever album. This is the one that Randy Rhoads was on, and he's actually on the cover of this album. They're not super difficult to find, but the reason I put it on here is because I want to find it in person and not ordering it online, which that's always been my thing, is I want to find it and not just search up, okay, I want this Quiet Riot album. Like, I want to go to the store and find the album, which just makes my life so much harder for no reason. But it's the goal of finding it.
Yeah.
Somebody out there gets it. You understand what I'm talking about. Tell us your wish list. What do you want in 2025? What's your goal? These are like our New Year's resolutions as collectors. You know, these are what we're looking for.
Acts of kindness accepted.
Acts of kindness absolutely accepted. If you would love to send me a Peter Criss vinyl, I would take it in a second. But
all right.
Yeah, let us know. Tell us if you have any of these items, maybe for sale, maybe not for sale. But yeah, and we will see you next time.